सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम्। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। So we are in the section where Shankaracharya ji, the Guru, is explaining to us how to get rid of our vasanas. Why? Because without removing all the vasanas, a person is not abided in the Supreme Brahman. The knowledge that one has got, the glimpses of the Supreme State that one has got, for abidance in that state, vasanas have to be removed totally. This is the topic that we are seeing. So, we saw from verse number 277, we have common refrain, svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. And different techniques Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji is explaining to us, where he is mentioning how one should remove this superimposition. First he said that swātmani eva sadasthitva, by remaining in this constant awareness of oneself, mano nashyati yoginah vasanānayam ca kṣayah. Manonasha and vasanakshaya will happen when you remain in the awareness of the self. So first, that is what is said. Then he said, now why we are not able to remain in that awareness of the self? Because mind is going outside, because of rajasic and tamasic thoughts. Then he gave a very practical suggestion, tamodvābhyāṃ rajah sattvat sattvam shuddhena nashyati. Tamas ends by rajas and sattva. Rajas ends by sattva. And sattva ends by remaining in that shuddha sattva, vishuddha sattva. And therefore, if you have negative tamasic tendencies, give them up by inculcating sattvic or rajasic tendencies. Give rajasic tendencies up by inculcating sattvic tendencies. And even those sattvic tendencies are finally given up by remaining in that sattva. Tasmat sattvam avashtabhya svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Therefore, always remaining in sattva, remove this superimposition. So, last session we saw in connection with this about the sadhana chart. You remember that we have to introspect into our own life and find out what are my negativities, tamasic negativities, rajasic negativities, and then list them down. Take any two in the beginning and start to rate yourself on those. Right? Suppose anger is one of the negativities. How many times did I get angry last week, last day, every day? And start giving marks to yourself. If there were lots of occasions but I did not get angry, give 5 out of 5. There was no occasion, still I unnecessarily got angry, give -1. No, full day I was angry, -5. So -5 to +5, keep giving this. But Veji, today, no, I was alone only whole day, no opportunity came whether to get angry or not get angry, then give 0 marks. Why? No opportunity came. Anger, jealousy, lust, ego, pride, lying, laziness, procrastination, all these negativities one by one you take up. Whichever you think is very, very important to be removed at the moment, take them up. For 1 month, keep rating yourself on that. Then after 1 month, add one more negativity. Keep the old ones, keep rating, but add. So slowly what will happen, when we get used to such thing, when the situation comes for getting angry, you will remember, if I get angry now, I have to give -2 at night. So, don't get angry. See, the point is what? Negativities, tamasic and rajasic tendencies have to be removed. This is one of the methods. Right? So, do this. Then what? Prarabdham pushyati vapuh iti nischitya nischalaha dhairyamālambya yatnena svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Beautiful verse. He says, Prarabdham pushyati vapuh iti. There is a very famous quote, Prarabdham pushyati vapuh. That body is nourished by prarabdha. So you relax. Don't go on nourishing the body with this thing and that thing. Whatever is there in prarabdha will come. है ना, हिंदी में कहते हैं दाने दाने पे लिखा है खाने वाले का नाम. On every grain of food, your name is written, which grain is going to enter you. See, sometimes, so many times it happens, no, we reach up to here, but some grain falls down, which means what? No, not there in your prarabdha. हाथ आया मुंह न लगा. All Hindi idioms. See, your philosophy only they are telling. That it came up to here, but I could not experience. Why? Not in my prarabdha. Then why are you wasting your time on all that? Just remember this. And then what? Nischalaha, being unperturbed. Whenever there is any difficulty comes, for body, etc. also disease comes. Dhairyamālambya, remaining confident, remaining courageous. Yatnena, by putting efforts. Svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Diligently remove the superimposition on oneself. Then what? Naham jīvah param brahma iti atadvyāvritti purvakam vāsanāvegatah prapta svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Beautiful. I am not the jiva, but I am the supreme Brahman. In this way, negating what I am not, atadvyāvritti. By negating that, adhyasa, superimposition which has come by what? Vasana vegatah prapta. This adhyasa has come because of the force of vasanas. See, vasanas are very, very, very powerful. Pujya Gurudev in Kindle Life, etc. gives beautiful example. He says it is like there is a stream of river going at 10 km/h speed. Then there is a wood. You throw that wood in the river, in the Ganges, what will happen? It will also flow. That small piece of wood doesn't have capacity to withstand the force of the river. Now he says, now suppose you put a motor on that wood. Now you see, even if you put motor has some capacity. Suppose let us say motor will take the wood 2 km/h. Now remember, extra motor is added and now the wood is put in the water. Now if the direction of wood is same as the river, it will go at 12 km/h. 10 km/h flow of the river plus its own speed. But suppose it decides to go uphill against the flow. See, still it is not successful because 10 km against 2 km, what is there? But still it is going at 8 km/h. You see, flow is reduced. Now suppose you put a stronger motor, 20 km/h, and you decide that I am going to go against the flow, then it is possible. But even then, Even when it is going 20, motor has capacity 20 km per hour, but the force of river is still 10 km per hour. So its final speed will be still 10 km per hour only, not 20. So this vasana pressure is a lot, and that is why many people ask this question all times. No, Vedji, so many times we decide that we want to do this, but why we are not able to do this? The reason is this: vasana pressure. We have lived for births together with such vasanas. You think overnight we can change our habits? We can't change them overnight, but be persistent, continuously keep practicing, and one day habits will change. Why? Because you are creating another vasana only, positive vasana. So let the vasanas fight with vasanas. There is a force of vasanas which is making you live rajasic and tamasic life. Now you create a force of vasanas which will make you live sattvic life, and then let the sattva, rajas and tamas fight with each other. Why are you worried? You keep on working sincerely every day. Then what? Svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Then that superimposition will be removed. How? Shrutya, yuktya, svanubhutya. Through Shruti, Yukti and Anubhuti, sarvatmyam atmanah jnatva, realizing that the self in me is the self in all. Realizing this Shruti, Yukti, Anubhuti is what? Shruti means Guru Mukhat Shravanam, listening from the mouth of teacher. Yuktya means what? Mananam, mananam, yuktitaha mananam, yuktaya mananam. You reflect using the logic. And then what? Swa anubhutya, prayatnat or abhyasat nididhyasanam. So through Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana, come to realize that the self in me is the self in all. Therefore, kvacid abhasatah prapta svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. So this superimposition where I feel that I am just the body and not the other people, this is superimposition. Actually, who am I? I am the self of all. So this abhasatah prapta adhyasa, this superimposition which is gained because of abhasa, because of appearance, apanayam kuru, remove it. Right? Up to that we have seen. Now we have to see some more verses. He continues in the same line. Let us read. Verse number 282. Anādānavisargābhyāmīṣannāsti kriyā muneḥ tadekaniṣṭhayā nityaṃ svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. anādānavisargābhyāmīṣannāsti kriyā muneḥ tadekaniṣṭhayā nityaṃ svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Somewhere in some patha, anādānavisargābhyām is also there. Annādāna. But better is this anādānavisargābhyām. I will tell you why. Adana means giving, taking, adana, pradana. Adana. Na adana. Na adana. Na adana means not doing that. Visarga again means giving. So anādānavisargābhyām, by taking up something, by giving up something, by accepting something, by rejecting something, muneḥ īshat kriyā nāsti. Muneḥ, for this reflective sage now, īshat, even a bit, kriyā, action, nāsti. Means what? There is no action that the Muni has to do. So even if he takes up something, there is no need to take up anything, give up anything. In Bhagavad Gita, Gunatita Lakshana is there, which is very beautiful in 14th chapter, where sattva, rajas, tamas, three gunas are explained, and then Bhagavan explains the state of a person who is beyond three gunas. And that state is explained as the person he doesn't even care which guna is predominant. See, as sadhakas, we are very much, careful. I am sleeping too much tamas is coming, too much rajas is coming, slowly we should become sattvic, etc. But that muni, that jnani, rajas is there, let it be there. Tamas, let it be there. Guna guneshu vartanta. Iti mattva na sajjate. He understands that gunas are playing with another gunas. Let them play. I have nothing to do. See, it is exactly like when we don't realize that the dream is totally false, we still desire for a good dream. And we say also, good night, sweet dreams. Ideally, it's a very bad thing to say. You should tell a person, good night, no dreams. Because if there are dreams, sweet dreams or unsweet or whatever terrible dreams, your sleep is affected. Just because you had good dream doesn't mean you had good sleep. If too many dreams you get good, but dreams you get, then sleep is not there. But somehow we like to have sweet dreams, not unpleasant dreams. But a person who actually realizes what are dreams, he says, how does it matter? Happy dreams or sad dreams, good dreams or bad dreams, how does it matter? So whether in taking up something or giving up something, there is no action for such a muni. Now, Brahman also is actionless. There is no action in Brahman also. Tadekaniṣṭhayā nityaṃ, by remaining ever, abiding single pointedly, ekaniṣṭhayā, in that Brahman, in that Brahman, svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. So, Brahman is actionless, and we are trying to understand that I am that Brahman, therefore become actionless. Understand that in taking up or in giving up, there is no action involved actually for you. Why? Because you are not the one who acts. Body, pranas, senses, mind, conglomeration of all of them, sanghata, they are acting. I have nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with it. Right? Svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Remove this superimposition diligently on one's own self. Next verse, verse number 283. Tattvamasyaadi vakyotha brahmātmaikattvabodhatah brahmaṇyātmatvadārḍhyāya svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Right. So what is said now? Tattvamasi adi vakyotha. Tattvamasi adi vakyotha. Now let us understand. What is this tattvamasi? Tattvamasi we have seen so many times. Tat, that. Tvam, you. Asi, you are. Tattvamasi adi vakya. What are these vakyas called? They are called as mahavakyas. They are called as mahavakyas. Why? They reveal the identity between the individual and total. So tattvamasyadi vakya uttha. Uttha means spoken of. By the tattvamasyadi vakyas, by the statements, mahavakyas such as tattvamasi, you are that. Uttha, what is said? Brahma atma ekatva bodhatah. Through the knowledge bodhatah, ekatva of the oneness of Brahman and Atman. So through the knowledge of oneness of Brahman and Atman expounded by the statements such as tattvamasi, you are that. One word, okay? This full line is one word. Tattvamasyadi vakyotha brahmātmaikatva bodhatah. Understand each word. Start from the end. Bodhatah, through knowledge. K capital. through knowledge, ekatva of the oneness of Brahman and Atman, Brahmatma. Uttha, expounded by, explained in, stated in tattvamasyādi vakya, statements such as you are that. So through that knowledge of oneness which is given by the Mahavakyas, Brahmani atmatvadārḍhyāya, Dārdhyāya, Chaturthi Vibhakti, for strengthening, Dārdhya, Dridhata. Dārdhya means Dridhata. Dridhasya bhavaha Dārdhyah. Dārdhyāya, for strengthening what? Brahmani atmatva. Strengthening the selfhood in Brahman. Through the knowledge of oneness of Brahman and Atman expounded by this Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, etc., in order to strengthen yourself in Brahman, svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Diligently remove, negate this superimposition on oneself. So what is being said here? Realize that oneness of Brahman and Atman which is expounded in the Mahavakyas. So reflect on those Mahavakyas. I am that Brahman. I am that Supreme Brahman. I am not Jiva, not the body, not the mind. I am that Brahman. Dārdhyāya, in order to strengthen this selfhood in Brahman, remove the superimposition. See, another method he gives. He continues. Let us see 2 more verses. Verse 284. ahaṃbhāvasya dehe'smin niḥśeṣavilayāvadhi sāvadhānena yuktātmā svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. ahaṃbhāvasya dehe'smin niḥśeṣavilayāvadhi sāvadhānena yuktātmā svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Asmin dehe, in this body, ahaṃbhāvasya, of the notion of I. ahaṃbhāvasya, aham I, bhava notion. ahaṃbhāvasya, of the notion of I. Of the notion of I, identification in the body, niḥśeṣavilayāvadhi. Avadhi means culmination, up to the end. Vilaya, destruction, removal. Niḥśeṣa, total. Till the total removal of identification of notion of I in the body, till that ahaṃbhāva in the body, anātmani, atma buddhi, is totally rooted out, completely destroyed, removed, till that time, sāvadhānena, with vigilance, attention, yuktātmā, being focused, yuktātmā, svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. That famous quote from Swami Vivekananda, who has quoted from Kathopanishad, arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. That the second half is this. Stop not till the goal is reached. So till the time this identification with the body is totally destroyed, till that time be alert, be focused and remove the superimposition. Don't stop. Don't become happy that yes, I did this. No, go on doing it till you reach the end. Be vigilant, be focused and totally remove this notion of I. But Vedji, one doubt. How will I know whether that ahaṃbhāva is removed or not removed? You are saying that till you reach, don't stop, isn't it? How will I know that whether I have reached or not? Next verse explains. Let us see, 285. Pratītirjīvajagatoḥ स्वप्नवद्भाति yāvatā. Tāvannirantaraṃ vidvan svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. pratītirjīvajagatoḥ svapnavadbhāti yāvatā tāvannirantaraṃ vidvansvādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Oh, he says, oh my dear, oh vidvan, oh learned one, oh vidvan, oh learned one, yāvatā, as long as jīvajagatoḥ pratītihi, jīvajagatoḥ pratītihi, appearance, perception of jiva and jagat, of individual and the world, svapnavadbhāti. Swapnavat, like dream, bhati appears. Means what? He says, even if the whole world is appearing to you like dream, even then don't stop. The world has to totally vanish. It should not even look like a dream. You understand? It shouldn't even appear as a dream. It should totally vanish. Now that after knowledge and after practicing etc., even if the world is appearing to you like a dream, even then don't stop. Tavat, till the time it is totally gone, till the time it is even appearing as a dream, tāvannirantaraṃ, continuously, consistently, svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. Means what? See, how it happens in sadhana is, sadhaka, rather ajnani, a person who is totally ignorant, who has no idea, gives full reality to the world. That's the state of baddha. He says world is real, there is no concept of God, etc. What? World, whatever I see, that's it. That alone is there. Then you progress little bit further, you start to understand that world is running, world is functioning properly, which means there has to be somebody who is making sure that this whole thing is happening. You start to understand that there is God. Then you study further, little bit, reflect further, and you understand that God must have created the world from himself. There is nothing else with which he can create, which means God himself must have become the world. Then world that I see, that appears to be, is what? Is like a dream. World is like a dream means what? World appears to be there, and when it appears to be there, I don't realize that it is not real. You see, world is understood to be like a dream. World is understood to be like a dream means what? In the moment when I am inside a dream, I feel that the dream is very much real. Only when I get up, I realize that the dream which I saw was not real. That is what we experience in dream. So slowly the sadhaka starts to understand that even this world that I am experiencing is also like a dream. At this moment it is appearing real, but it is not actually real. When I wake up to that higher state of consciousness, even this world will cease to exist. But right now the world is appearing like a dream, fine, but it is appearing. Shankaracharya says, even then don't stop. Till the time you stop perceiving the world at all. Till the time you start seeing Brahman alone. World should not appear even as a dream. Why should it appear? See, when we are going far from our house or our city, etc., we keep looking back, isn't it? Keep looking back. Now slowly what happens? The house slowly starts becoming smaller because we start going farther, isn't it? Then it starts becoming small, but still some vague perception is there. go so far that it is not even seen. Not even wake perception, nothing. In flight, etc., that happens, you see. The flight, when it starts to take off, all the things are fine. Then once we start going up, then those things start to become small. Then we enter into the clouds that you can't see anything. Then that flight becomes straight, and then it goes straight. Why? Now we have reached. Now we have reached the correct height. In the same way, as long as even a bit of world is appearing like a dream is fine, but even if this is appearing or not, yes, don't stop. Keep removing it. Keep going further till it totally vanishes. Svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. So in this way, through this some of the beautiful verses, Shankaracharya ji has explained to us from 277, I guess, isn't it? 9 verses of this svādhyāsāpanayaṃ kuru. You remove this, diligently negate the superimposition on oneself. Various methods are given. Now he continues. The topic continues till further 292. Let us read. 286, let us read. Nidrāyā lokavārtāyāḥ śabdāderapi vismṛteḥ kvacinnāvasaraṃ dattvā cintayātmānamātmani nidrāyā lokavārtāyāḥ śabdāderapi vismṛteḥ kvacinnāvasaraṃ dattvā cintayātmānamātmani. Nidrāyā, for the sleep. First let us see the word to word meaning, then we will connect. Nidrāyā, for the sleep. Lokavārtāyāḥ, for worldly talk. Loka, world. Varta, talk. Lokavārtāyāḥ, for worldly talk, gossip. Śabdāderapi, for the sense objects. For the sense objects. Śabdāderapi. Api vismṛteḥ. Api vismṛteḥ. Vismṛteḥ means forgetfulness. For the forgetfulness. Nidrāyā, for the sleep. Lokavārtāyāḥ, for gossip, for lokavārta, worldly talk. Śabdāderapi, for the sense objects. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandhādi, for the sense objects. Vismṛteḥ api, or even for forgetfulness. Kvacit avasaram na dattvā. Don't give avasara. Avasara means chance. Don't give chance for all these things. Means what? I forgot. I was sleeping. I was talking. I was watching TV. None of these chances you give. Do what? Atmānamātmani cintayā. Reflect, meditate on the self, in your mind. Don't give any excuse. Avasara, excuse. Or you can also say, vismṛteḥ kvacinnāvasaraṃ na dattvā. Don't give any excuse for forgetfulness of the self. By doing what? By the previous 3 things. So, 2 ways to look at this verse. One is, you take each one separately. Nidrāyā, lokavārtāyāḥ, śabdāderapi, vismṛteḥ, kvacinnāvasaraṃ dattvā. Don't give any of these excuses. And then what? Cintayātmānamātmani. Meditate on the self, in your mind. Or, you take that vismṛteḥ as the main. Saying that, kvacin vismṛteḥ avasaram na dattvā. Don't give any excuse such as forgetfulness. Now, you will forget the self by what? By these 3 things. Either you will sleep, or you will be talking about the world, or you will be enjoying the sense objects. See, these are the three ways we are going to forget the self. Don't give any excuse, don't give any chance for the mind to forget the self. In this way, ātmānamātmani cintayā. Keep meditating, reflecting on the self in your own mind. Now, here what is said, don't forget the self at all. That's the point. Why do we forget the self? Because we are busy with something of the world. Either we are sleeping or we are talking, worldly things, gossips, etc., or distraction because of senses, through for the sense objects, etc. These are all the ways by which we may forget the self. He is saying, be careful, don't forget the self. Now you see, topic is not here, but interesting thing to note. See, the same concept in bhakti is explained little differently. Here in Jnana Marga, in the path of knowledge, what is said? It is said that you see, please understand. What? Be attentive, don't let it slip. What? Don't let the mind slip away to the world. Keep it in the self. Now in Bhakti Shastra it will be explained, wherever your mind goes, bring God there. You are trying to sleep, then nidrā samadhi sthiti. Atma tvam girijamati sahacarav prana shariram yuvam. Pujarte vishayopabhoga rachana nidrā samadhi sthitihi. Sancharav padayov pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarva giro. Yat karma karomi tattadakilam shambho tavaradhanam. Atma tvam. Oh Lord Shiva, you are myself. Girija matihi. And Parvati is this mati, is the buddhi that I have. Sahacharaha pranaha. And all the attendants that you have are all these pranas that are there in my body. Then what? Pujate vishayopabhoga rachana. When I am enjoying the sense objects, it is your puja. Why? Everything is you only. So all these things are offered to me, which is Lord Shiva. Shivo bhutva shivam yajit, it will say. Becoming Shiva, you worship Shiva. So then what is happening? When I am eating laddu, what am I doing? I am not eating that sweet. I am offering that sweet to the Lord. So then that enjoyment doesn't remain sense object, enjoyment of the object, but it becomes worship. Pujate vishayopabhoga rachana nidrā samadhi sthiti. When I sleep means what? When my body, mind, senses are sleeping, self is alone there. Where is he? He is in samadhi. Why? Because all the distracting items which are associated with this are all gone to sleep. So what? He is in samadhi. Sancharav padayoho pradakshina vidhi. Beautiful. He says, wherever I walk, it is like I am doing your pradakshina. Why? Because you are in me. Stotrani sarva giro. Whatever I speak is stotra. You see the level of bhakta. He is not saying that I am chanting stotra or I will chant only stotra. He says whatever I chant is stotra only. What is there in the whole world which is not pointing out to Brahman? Every single word is Brahman only. Even the word every is Brahman. So whatever we speak, it is what? Stotrani sarva. Therefore, yat karma karomi tattadakilam shambho tavaradhanam. Oh Bhagavan, Lord Shiva, whatever action I do, it is your worship. See, what happens because of this attitude is the focus from the action or the world shifts towards Lord. So now no more we are focusing on the action, no more we are focusing on the world, but even while performing that action in the world, we are focused on the Lord. That is what is important. Here also what is said, you may be sleeping, you may be doing lokavārtāyāḥ, talking to people, you may be enjoying the sense objects, but let your awareness of yourself not go away. Without vismṛteḥ, without forgetting, you do all these things. Or In order not to forget, don't do all these things. Whichever way you want to take, you see, whichever way you want to take. This jnana marga will make you control like that. Bhakti marga will say, wherever you go, you bring God there. That's it. Then everything is taken care. Change your attention. Focus should change from world to God. In this way, cintayātmānamātmani. Reflect, meditate on the self in your own mind. That is what you are to do. But what happens? See, Vedji, I may want to focus on the Supreme, but this body, keeps on catching my attention back to again and again. I sit for meditation, but in 2-3 minutes, my legs start to pain. And then I feel that something is biting me. Then my all meditation goes for a toss. Why? Body. What body? Shankaracharya says, what is this body? There is nothing. Verse 287. Mātāpitrormalodbhūtaṃ. malamāṃsaMāyāṃ vapuḥ. Tyaktvā candālavadduram. Brahmi bhūya kriti bhava. Mātāpitrormalodbhūtaṃ malamāṃsaMāyāṃ vapuḥ. Tyaktvā candālavadduram. Brahmi bhūya kriti bhava. He says, what is this? Vapuḥ. Vapuḥ means this body. This body, keeps taking your attention and you are getting distracted. No. What is this body? Mātāpitroho mala udbhūtam. It is born from mala. Mala means fecal matter, impurity of mātāpitroho, of mother and father. Extremely impure things have come together to create this body. malamāṃsaMāyāṃ, and not that after creating this body, the body is very good. Mala, it is impurity, but māṃsaMāyā, but it is covered with skin. All the impurity is covered with skin. Earlier also we had seen, you remember, when the Stula Sharira topic was taken. You see the cross section of the body, only the top portion is perfect, covering nicely. Inside all are yuck things. Mala. All impurities are packed together, but nice packing is there. And therefore we see, what nice packing means, everything is so beautiful. Right? That's what we think. malamāṃsaMāyāṃ vapuḥ. Tyaktvā. Giving up. Tyaktvā, having given up. Having given up what? This vapuḥ means identification with this, having given up. Not just give up, duram. By far it should be given up. Don't keep it just close to it. You keep it very far. Like what? Chandalavat. Like an outcast. Chandala is an outcast. Actually, Chandala is a person who eats dogs. So it is the lowest kind of human being possible, they say. Why? Because dogs are supposed to be very, loyal animals towards human beings. A person who can even kill the dog and eat is the worst kind of human beings, and therefore they remain outcast. The society doesn't talk to them and don't touch, etc., etc. In those times, all these things were there. So he says, how the society keeps that Chandala very far, like that you keep self, this identification with the body that much far. And then what? Brahmi bhūya, becoming Brahman, bhūya. Labanta, Brahmi bhūya, becoming Brahman, kriti bhava, become fulfilled. Kriti, I have done whatever is to be done, now I have no more desires, no more actions. Kriti bhava. So, many things are said here. Number one, body is full of impurity, is born from impurity. But somehow wrongly, this impurity is considered to be the pure self. See, what a colossal ignorance. The self which is ever pure is considered to be this body which is always impure. See, it is born also from mother and father, impurities of them. Even when it is there, it is full of impurity, right? Now, somehow this wrong understanding has come. Now, keep this identification with the body far, means what? Totally renounce this identification, give up this identification with the body and become liberated, right? See, there is a very important concept that we have to understand here. And the concept is, mind by nature likes to hold on to things. A very important topic we are going to discuss. The mind has that habit. It cannot just remain alone. It needs something to hold on to. It holds on to our body, to whatever objects are there, to people who are there around, and therefore it keeps on going and give me something. Now this mind is like that. So what you have to do, you have to give something to the mind so that mind will become busy. Remember that story we had seen some time back. There was one person, and that person, like the Aladdin lamp, no? He rubbed the lamp and genie came out. Like that, this person also suddenly encountered one ghost. And this ghost said that I am your servant. I will give you whatever you want, but there is a condition. What is the condition? You should always give me work, otherwise I will eat you. Give me work, otherwise I will eat you. He says, can you give me anything? He says, yes. Do you agree? He says, yes, I agree. So he became very happy. He said, I want good food. So in 1 second, good food came. Now remember, good food has come, but he has no time to eat. Why? Because he has to give him instruction. If he starts to eat, that ghost will eat him. So then he said, build a house for me. And by the time he picks up one morsel and puts it, house is ready. Why? He is a ghost. He can do things like this. House is ready. Now again he came and said, give me work, otherwise I will eat you. Now he started giving difficult works here, there, everything. He started to run, this ghost started to follow, and he reached one Mahatma and he said, oh Mahatma, please help me. What has happened? Then he gave some work to ghost, and in the meantime he explained to the Mahatma what all things have happened. Mahatma understood the problem. What? You have to give some work to the ghost all the time, otherwise he will keep eating. So Mahatma said, okay, tell that ghost to put one pole. So he immediately told the ghost, put one pole. He said, now give the instruction. Keep going up, down the pole till I give you next instruction. Keep going up and down of the pole till I give you next instruction. Now what has happened? When there is no instruction, what that ghost has to do? Go up, come down. Go up, come down. Go up, come down. When work is required, he will tell, come, do this. Over, go back and do your work. Up and down, up and down. This ghost is our mind. Mind can achieve anything for us. But when you don't give anything to the mind, mind starts to eat us. That's why they say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Why? Oh, mind will cook up stories and create imagination, hallucinations and so many things. It will destroy you. Now, to such a mind, what you have to do? Give that japa or give that aham brahmasmi thought. What? Keep on thinking, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. Till another work comes. When other work comes, do that work, come back. I am Brahman, I am Brahman. Keep on doing. Keep on remembering, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. Who am I? I am Brahman. I am not the self. I am not the not self, I am the self. I am not the world, I am the substratum of the world, which is Brahman. Keep on doing this. Give something to the mind to hold on to. If you don't give Brahman to the mind to hold on to, mind will hold on to the world. So rather, see, it's like a child. You must have seen many, all the mothers know this very well. When any new toy the child gets, the child doesn't want to leave that toy. Everywhere it is going, the child will go with the toy. Eating also with the toy, sleeping with the toy, bathroom with the toy. Everywhere the toy is with him. Now, to give up this toy, what you have to do? You have to show the child something else. The moment you show some other toy, this is gone, now that has come. See? You show that glorious Brahman to the mind, so that mind will leave the world and hold on and catch the Brahman. If you don't show that, then what will happen? Mind will catch the body, sense objects, and will keep on remaining in this world. Give this up, hold on to that. Getting it? Brahmi bhuya kriti bhava. Realize this Brahman and become fulfilled. One more verse, let us see. Verse number 288. Ghatākāṣam mahākāṣe ivatmanam parātmani vilāpya ahaṃbhāvasya tūṣnī bhava sadā muneḥ. Ghatākāṣam mahākāṣe ivatmanam parātmani vilāpya ahaṃbhāvasya tūṣnī bhava sadā muneḥ. Two Pathabedas. No, not Pathabeda. One is the grammatical point. Mahākāṣe ivatmanam. So because of the Sandhi rule, it will be written in your book as Mahākāṣa ivatmanam. But it is actually Mahākāṣe. Because of the Sandhi, that ekara is lupta. And Tūṣnī bhava, Tūṣnīṃ bhava. Anuswara is there in some pathas, it is not there in some pathas. That is fine. Tūṣnī bhava and Tūṣnīṃ bhava both mean the same. What is he saying? Mahākāṣe ghatākāṣam iva. Iva like. He is giving an example. Like what? Mahākāṣe, in the total space, ghatākāṣam, pot space. Like that, parātmani atmanam. Parātmani, in the Supreme Self, atmanam, the individual self, vilāpya, merging. So, merging the pot space into total space. Like that, you merge the individual self in the Supreme Self. Akhanda bhavena means with the feeling of oneness, not that it was earlier something and now it has become. No, it was always that. This we have seen, very famous avachedavada. There is actually space alone. The walls, etc., that we have created, the pot, etc., is only appearing to be there, and it is conditioned space. We say, no, inside the pots, the space which is there, which is called as pot space. What is this pot space? Actually, pot space is space alone. We think that it is conditioned by the pot. In the same way, my individual self is Supreme Self alone. Because of the presence of this wall of the body, upadhis, I feel that the self in me is little. The total self is big. There is no little and big for self. Self is there alone at all times, everywhere. Right? So, vilāpya, merging this individual self in the total self. Means what? Merging means what? Where the individuality doesn't remain, oneness is experienced. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to give example of salt doll entered into ocean to see the depth of the ocean. What has happened? Salt doll. It becomes ocean. It becomes every ounce of ocean. Why? Because it has become one. In the same way, this individual self, salt doll, is going towards the Supreme Self to understand how big is the Supreme Self, ocean. what happens? Individuality vanishes, totality alone remains, the supreme self alone remains. Vilapya akhanda with this feeling of oneness, tushnim bhava, sada. Sada, always, tushnim bhava. Tushnim bhava, just be. Bhava means become, okay, but tushni means not becoming, just be. Muneḥ, oh reflective one, oh sage, just be. In Tamil, they say, summa iru. Just be. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Don't move. Don't. Just be. Not even becoming the self. Why? Because you are already that. You don't have to become Supreme Brahman, etc. You are already Supreme Brahman. It is not that you have to transform yourself into something. You are already that. Now just be. See, so beautifully he explains. So here, now you see that vilapya, merging, is not actual merging. It is not like merging, in Atmabodha he gives example, merge water into water, fire into fire, space into space. Now it is not actually merging water into water, means what? You are not putting one water into another water. Like that, there is a self and there is supreme self. Now put this supreme self, individual self in the supreme self. It is not like that. So merging means what here? Realize that they are essentially one. Even when they are appearing to be quantitatively different, they are essentially one. So merging here means, that's why the word akhanda is used. Akhanda vilapya. With the feeling of essential oneness, you vilapya, you merge them. Realize their oneness, and like that, what? Tushni bhava sadamune. Tushnim bhava, just be. Don't become, just be. Right? That is what he says here. Now, some more verses are there in the same topic. We will see them in the next session. Sufficient for today. Beautiful verses for reflection also and for our meditation also. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.